Welcome, one and all, to the final game stream for Back to the Future, at least. And tonight, I'm going to be playing episode 5 called Outtatime in Back to the Future, the game. I will once again be starting a fresh game for this stream. So you will see me go from start to finish with this particular episode's gameplay, and I also want to note that near the end I will be lowering the game's volume due to the fact that Back in Time does play at the end credits, and I want to avoid getting a copyright claim or a copyright strike because the in-game music is playing. So anyone watching this after the fact or watching this before I get underway here, I just want to reiterate the fact that because Back in Time is in the game and it's in-game music, but it's also copyrighted music, I will be lowering the volume near the end of the game to avoid that copyright claim and copyright strike. With that said, let's go ahead and get underway. I hope you're all doing well this evening. Here we are, just few days from Christmas. I know a lot of people are probably either traveling or getting their last minute gifts for the holiday, and if you do not celebrate Christmas, that is perfectly fine because everybody celebrates a different holiday, and I just want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you. So let's get underway with the stream, shall we? And before I do that, real quick, I do want to check one more thing, and then I will officially get underway. Just bear with me 1 second. I will try to respond to any and all comments. I may not highlight them on the screen that often, but I will be paying attention to the comments in the comment section. So if you have anything you want to say, go ahead and say it. And of course, to any mods who might wander in, please be sure that if you see anything that says Voshtech or Vastech, to eliminate it immediately. Well, hello, Woopa Troopa. It's good to see you, brother. And since you're the first to arrive, I just want to say that tonight will be the final game stream of Back to the Future, the game, as this is the final episode of the game. And I just want to say beforehand, even though I've said it at the beginning of the stream already, I'm going to reiterate it to anyone who comes in, that due to the fact that the song Back in Time plays at the end credits in this game, I will be lowering the volume at that time just to avoid any copyright claim and copyright strike. But I do want to say to any moderators once again that if you see Voshtech or Vasktech, please remove it immediately if I don't catch it. I would greatly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get underway here. We are going to show the goals and of course the hints. We got a map of Old Hill Valley. Same one that we saw in Back to the Future Part 3. We're getting a look around Doc's lab. So this story will be getting underway shortly. Marty's sleeping like Marty when he sleeps.
Hello?
Marty, you're awake.
Just gonna get rid of that so you all can see the text.
Emmett, where are you?
I'm down at the expo. I snuck out early to avoid my pop. If he knew I was about to make a publicly scientific spectacle of myself, he'd hit the roof.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried to give you a nudge before I left, but you were practically comatose. How long has it been since you slept?
Aside from being knocked unconscious, I'm not really sure.
Anyway, I left you back at the lab to perform an important mission. On the table next to my law books, there's a device plugged into the wall.
I think I see it.
Is it glowing?
Yeah, is that good?
Good? It's fantastic. Glowing means my static accumulator is charged up and ready for action. Bring it down to the high school and we'll... Damn!
What?
It's Edna!
But... Okay, Emmett, one static accumulator coming up.
So we have the key device for Emmett's experiment.
Jeez, Doc, watch out, you almost ran me over.
Sorry about that, Martin. This vehicle is sometimes difficult to control.
Yeah. Hey, are you okay? After that argument about Emmett last night...
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
So, how are the time circuits?
Still broken. I've got a few ideas, but I'm occupied with other problems today. So is that what I'm destined to build for the expo?
Yeah, it's a static accumulator. Emmett spent all night building it. Turned out he didn't really need to see Frankenstein after all. He just needed a little push. And some lightning.
Fascinating. I also had an epiphany last night.
Doc?
I realized that it wasn't Edna that made my life miserable.
Doc!
It was science.
You can't give up science. You love science.
Correction. My younger self loves science. But if Emmett doesn't go through with a demonstration at the expo, his dreams of being a scientist will dim just enough for Edna to step back into his life and steer him down another path.
Another path? What other path?
I don't know. Architecture, automobile repair, taxidermy. Maybe I'll even pursue a life in law like my father always wanted. As long as Emmett steers clear of science, Edna and I will be free to be happy together.
Yep, Evil Doc has other plans.
You don't want Emmett back with Edna. She used you to turn Hill Valley into a police state.
She used my science to turn Hill Valley into a police state. But if I don't become a scientist, she'll never get the chance to vent her crazier ambitions.
Doc, I'm begging you. You haven't thought this through.
Haven't I? I guess we'll both find out. One thing's for sure, Emmett Brown's life will be a whole lot less complicated without a time machine in it.
No. Ah! What the hell? Where'd it go?
So we have to grab the static accumulator.
Oh, come on. Here, little static thingy.
And there's a reason why I have the volume at the level it is. It's because later on, there's copyrighted music that's played in the game, and I'm not going to get a copyright claim or strike.
Gotcha. Whoa! Whoa!
The future is coming today. There's a shiny new tomorrow on the way. A day of invention is at hand. It's a mystic, futuristic wonderland. Just around the bend, my friend, you'll see a dream or two. If you care to dream and dare to dream, your dreams can all come true. There's a world of wondrous wonder on display. Because the future is coming today.
Not bad, eh? Not bad at all, but I thought you fired her. I found a loophole. What kind of loophole?
Just a loophole. You're not the only one who's allowed to have secrets, you know.
All right.
Say, don't you have to get that whatchamacallit to Emmett Brown's booth?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Because the future is coming. It's almost here now. The future is coming. It's getting clear now. The future is coming today.
All right, so let's go around and talk to Arthur first.
Hey, Artie,
What do you think? Quite a setup, huh?
the expo? Sure, but I was wondering. You haven't seen Emmett Brown, have you?
Isn't he at his booth? It's the tall one over there.
Come on, you can tell me. How did you manage to get Trixie her job back? I thought her being Canadian was a deal breaker.
If something's really important to you, you find a way. You ought to know that.
Okay, so we've already asked 2 questions. Now let's go over here.
Convention special! 2
Enlightenment awaits you under the sea.
Those look like the controls to raise and lower the whatchamacallit.
Wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but
Enlightenment awaits.
Excuse me, Mr.
Duto, Jacques Duto, at your service.
instead of Jacques Cousteau.
Could I get a ride in that bathysphere?
Certainement, if you've got a ticket.
Jacques Duteau, famous diver. So you're some kind of celebrity?
I do not like to brag, but I have a small following, yes.
I guess people are always bugging you for autographs, huh? Asking you to tell them stories about your adventures and stuff.
It gets a bit old, but I can always retreat to the depths. The fish are much less demanding.
Checking one thing real quick. Right, let's
you
go
around.
ahead and move on. Talk to the guy with the algae cakes.
How about an algae cake?
Sure thing, mister.
Wait a minute. You're the guy that makes the algae cakes? But I thought you couldn't stand them.
Hey! You're the guy that tried to pick up on my Eunice!
Oh, for the love of...
No algae cakes for you, Buster.
All right, so we've been denied. Take a look at the clock here.
I think that's supposed to be a clock. Insert ticket to enter.
We have to get a ticket, but first let's talk to Edna and Danny Parker.
You out of it, detective, but you mustn't let your resolution waver.
Hello, Crockett.
What's going on here?
Well, Miss Strickland here seems to think,
You should step aside and let the officer do his duty now.
Wait a minute. That's Emmett's levitator up there.
Oh, don't be so modest. I'd say you deserve at least half the credit. It was you who tricked poor Emmett into breaking up with me. It was you who manipulated him into dropping my project in favor of this clear hazard to public safety.
It was my plan to get him back to inventing what he should be inventing. What's your point?
Oh, I think you know exactly what my point is. Emmett's invention isn't going to work, is it? At least not the way poor Emmett thinks it is.
How do you know this?
I had a very interesting chat with Carl Sagan last night. I found out who Sonny Crockett really is, and where he comes from.
Is there something you want to tell me, Sonny?
Why don't you call him by his real name? Yakov Smirnov.
Thanks a lot.
And for those who don't
An
know,
anarchist, a foreign agitator bent on sowing chaos and destruction in the Hill Valley Expo.
Danny, you don't believe any of this bullshit, do you?
Sorry, Yakov, but I really don't have a choice.
Very good. And now, arrest this subversive.
anyways,
Come here.
back in the 1980s, Yakov Smirnov was a popular comedian.
Here's the thing. I happen to believe this dame's got a screw loose, but she's been getting some clout in town ever since that business with Kid Tannen.
But Emmett's gotta fly that electrokinetic levitator at this demo. His whole future depends on it.
And my future depends on making sure he doesn't. The chief reads her column religiously. And, well, if I don't do what she says, she's gonna start a campaign to have certain tainted officers removed from the force.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Not unless you've got some dirt on Edna. Something that'll discredit her in the eyes of the law. Well,
I'll dig something up.
you do that. In the meantime, you and young Mr. Brown better... where is he anyway?
Wait, you haven't seen him?
Emmett? Has this foreign radical done something to my Emmett?
Maybe you should find him.
Oh, you're letting him go? This radical subversive? Just like that?
Okay, so I gotta find Emmett. And do something about Edna.
As Marty just said, we have to find Edna and actually find Emmett and get dirt on Edna. So let's go ahead and talk to Trixie.
Great.
Hi, Trixie.
That's Techni to you, kiddo.
Right. Congratulations on getting the old job back.
Thanks. Justice triumphs in the end, you know? Now what can I do you for?
So, which exhibits do you recommend?
The most popular attractions are the Glass House, the Future Furnishings, and of course, Enlightenment Under the Sea. You know who that is under the diving helmet? That's Jacques Cousteau himself. Of course, you need to get tickets if you want to see the main attractions.
How much are tickets?
Aw, put your money away. Here, you're kind of like family now, you know?
Thanks.
Now we have tickets to the attractions.
You seen Emmett around? I'm kind of worried that he's not at his booth.
Let me think. Yeah, he wandered down that way a little while ago. He was talking real intense with another guy.
Older guy? Looked a lot like Emmett in the face?
Yeah, uncle or something?
Or something. Look, Emmett's demonstration has hit a snag or two. Can you delay his act for a while? Let someone else go before him?
Sorry, I don't set the roster, and they won't let me change it. I can drag my feet a little, but if your friend's not ready to go on pretty soon, we might have to skip his act. I mean, demonstration.
But you can't.
Hey, it's just a sign.
All right.
Science demo. It ain't a matter of life and death.
What time is Emmett supposed to go on?
Let's see. 8 kilobeats past 50. We run metric time here at the Hill Valley Expo.
Edna Strickland is trying to get Emmett's booth shut down.
That dame don't know how to mind her own business, does she?
Nope.
Is there anything you can do to get Emmett's booth open again?
I wish there was, but I'm just a muse. All we can do is inspire people.
Okay, you're a muse. Can you inspire me an idea?
I'll try. Well?
Maybe it doesn't take effect right away. Artie told me how you managed to get your old job back.
He did? But it was supposed to be a secret.
There's no secrets between us. He couldn't resist telling such a good story.
Yeah?
Still, I'd like to hear it again, from your point of view.
He didn't tell you anything.
Come on, Trixie. I'm dying to know how you got the job back.
You won't hear it from me. I don't talk out of turn.
All right, so we're done talking to Trixie for the moment. Now let's check out this flower over here.
A potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement? A potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement? It's a bug.
No, a plant. But it's got a wire recorder hidden inside, see? If we could have got one of these into Tannen's speakeasy, and if he's the kind of guy who talks to plants, we could have busted him a lot earlier.
All right, so we have something that we can use, but we can't use it quite yet.
Danny, can I talk to Edna for a minute?
Be my guest. I'd like a couple minutes of quiet.
What's this about?
What'd you do with Emmett, Edna?
What are you talking about? You're the one who's trying to ruin his life.
Believe it or not, I'm the one trying to save it.
From what?
From you, mostly. You really don't know where Emmett is?
I haven't the foggiest. If he's smart, he's run far away from whatever dangerous shenanigans you talked him into perpetrating today.
Shenanigans? Why are you still involved in Emmett's life? I thought you broke up with him.
I did, but then your friend, Mr. Sagan, told me about your scheme to interfere with our romance. Not a very nice thing to do, Comrade Smirnoff.
You don't really think Emmett's gonna want you back after you crushed his heart and tried to stop his demonstration at the expo, do you?
Not at first, no. But eventually he'll realize I've got his best interests at heart, and he'll come running back to me like one of those dogs he loves so much.
But you hate dogs.
Yes, ironic, isn't it?
Why'd you go and get Emmett's invention sealed up like that?
I had no choice. Once Mr. Sagan told me about your attempts to radicalize my poor Emmett, I knew I had to stop him from going through with your dangerous invention.
But it's his invention, and it's not dangerous. Okay, maybe it's a little dangerous, but only to him.
That's for the authorities to decide.
Any chance you could talk Parker into letting Emmett go ahead with his demonstration?
None whatsoever. And as long as I'm here, that contraption of yours is grounded.
Hey, just gotta keep
deep, dark secret.
talking to her.
Secret? What secret?
Pretending like you wanted to put Kid Tannen away when all the time you were working for him.
Oh, how preposterous.
I know your deep, dark secret. Those charities you were working for, they were all just a front. So you could wriggle your way into those orphanages
And steal their piggy banks?
Right. I know your deep, dark secret. You're ruthless, manipulative, and power-hungry.
In the service of a higher cause, one sometimes has to stoop to low tactics. But I'm sure you already know that, Comrade Yakov.
Actually, I've played the 2 Batman games that Telltale game release, and before I get ahead of myself, welcome Ulyss, good to see you here, brother. And then I've also played the Walking Dead Telltale games.
Have you seen Mr. Sagan around here anywhere?
No, and I wouldn't tell you if I had. He's more than a little scared of your anarchistic tendencies.
Did you see? Trixie Trotter got her old job back.
Oh, I know! I tried to have it out with Arthur McFly, but he refuses to explain himself. Apparently, he discovered some sort of loophole that allows that Canadian to retain her position. Well, the Ladies' Decency Society shall hear about this. Make no mistake.
All right, whatever, Edna.
Why is Parker so willing to do your bidding?
Well, the good detective knows that he owes his current rise through the ranks to my reporting on his behalf.
Oh.
He also knows that I could just as easily pen an expose about his previous nights of drunken debauchery and evidence tampering.
You're blackmailing him?
Reporters don't blackmail, Mr. Smirnoff. We look out for the public interest.
Ha ha! I'm sorry, that was
this
just
is
too funny.
pointless. I've got to find Emmett.
Stay away from him, you anarchist hooligan.
All right, so now let's go ahead and check out some of these exhibits.
Welcome to the phone booth of the future, made with Atlas glass. Atlas, unbreakable and soundproof. Our phone is hands-free, so you can enjoy a sandwich or a cigarette while chatting with friends in perfect privacy. Would you like to place a call?
Yes, I'd like to talk to...
Unfortunately, this phone booth only accepts incoming calls.
So we got the number for that telephone, and that plays a key role in this part of the game. So let's go ahead and check out the House of the Future.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, where a man's home is truly his castle. Here, gratification is just always a push of a button away.
So let's go ahead and press one of these buttons.
In the House of the Future, fresh fruit baskets will be replenished daily by fleets of fruit-bearing helicopters.
A reference to Back to the Future Part 2.
Ah, it's wax.
In the House of the Future, phone conversations will be completed in the privacy of the personal phone helmet.
Hey!
Please recite the phone number you wish to dial, or say hang up to terminate your phone helmet experience.
So let's go ahead and dial that number that we just saw, the number 4.
4253.
Hill Valley Expo, where the future is coming today. This is Techni Muse of Progress. To whom am I speaking?
This is Carl Sagan.
Ooh, the mysterious Mr. Sagan. What do you want?
We don't want to talk to Edna just yet.
Oh, I would, Mr. Sagan, but I can't see the kid nowhere. In fact, the last time I saw him, he was with you.
Oh, yes, right. Hang on.
Conversation terminated.
Let's check out the entertainment center.
A fully equipped home entertainment center. So, where's the ColecoVision?
Not there, Marty. Oops, I didn't want to exit. My bad. Let's just go back in.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, where a man's home is truly his castle. Here, gratification is just always a push of a button away.
This plant doesn't belong here. There's nothing futuristic about it.
So we've taken that plant, and there's a reason why we're taking that plant.
Mortals. This is Techni Muse of Progress. Hoping you're all having a swell time taking in all the exhibits. Don't forget, you can purchase tickets to our main attractions right here at the information booth.
Hope you're all doing well tonight. All right. Now let's swap out the potted plant that we got from the House of the Future with the potted plant that's at the display where Danny Parker and Edna are. So let's do this.
What?
And let's go to the phone booth of the future.
Would you like to place a call?
Yes, I'd like to talk to...
Unfortunately, this phone booth only accepts incoming calls.
So this is what you need to do. Since you swapped out the two potted plants, one that's a bug and one that isn't, you put the one that's a bug into the phone booth.
Okay, call me a snoop.
And then you go back to the house of the future. You make a phone call and you ask to speak to Edna.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, where a man's home is truly his castle. Here, gratification is just always a push of a button away.
Alright, so let's go ahead and make the phone call.
In the house of the future, phone conversations will be completed in the privacy of the personal phone helmet.
Please recite the phone number you wish to dial, or say hang up to terminate your phone helmet experience.
We're not going to call the Brown Estate. We're going to call the phone of the future again.
253.
And this time we're going to ask to speak to Edna.
Valley Expo, Techni speaking. Who's this?
It's me, Carl.
Oh, hi, Mr. Sagan. What can I do for you?
Can you put Edna Strickland on the phone for me?
Sure thing, Mr. Sagan. Hey, Strickland! Somebody actually wants to talk to you.
Mr. Sagan, I didn't expect to hear from you again till after the expo.
You didn't?
Yes, wasn't that part of our plan?
Yes, our plan. About that plan. I'm a little unclear on the details of our plan.
Unclear? But it's your plan.
I mean, I'm worried that you're a little unclear on the details.
What details? All I'm supposed to do is use my poll with Detective Parker to get Emmett's demonstration canceled while you keep Emmett distracted. You are keeping him distracted, aren't you?
Oh, yes, he's a very distractible young man.
Oh, that's what I keep telling everyone.
There's been a change of plan.
What?
Yes, I've changed my mind. I think we should let Emmett go through with his demonstration.
But you told me it could be dangerous and that Yakov Smirnov was a foreign agitator, that the only way I could get Emmett back would be to scoop him up after his dreams were shattered and so on and so forth.
I said a lot of things, but I was a little crazy at the time. The important thing is, now I think you should let Emmett go ahead with his little demonstration.
Oh, I get it.
What?
It's Comrade Smirnov, isn't it? He's gotten to you.
No, I really want Emmett to go ahead with his demo.
Don't worry, Carl. You can count on me.
I seem to have momentarily lost track of Emmett. Do you have any idea where I might find him?
Hey, Brightest, good to see you, brother.
You were supposed to keep him distracted.
Oh, I have been. He's just wandered off.
Well, go look for him. I've got my hands full with Parker.
How are you doing this evening?
Why are you saying all those terrible things about Emmett's friend?
Young Comrade Smirnov? You were the one who told me about his vile deeds.
And now, let's find out about Edna's deep, dark secret.
Regarding, you know what?
You know what?
The little matter we were whispering about yesterday.
Oh, that! As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought it up. I was thinking, wouldn't it be a good idea to pin it all on Yakov Smirnov?
Pin what on him exactly?
You know, it! Oh, I get it. You're still sore about going to jail. That was the dog's fault. If he hadn't come galumping up to me right after I started the fire, I could have gotten clean away, and I never would have had to divert suspicion to you.
She's the speakeasy arsonist.
Carl, is somebody with you?
No, it's just you and me. You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
Why? Because no one else was doing anything about them. Every night they'd open up their doors serving illegal drinks and loose women, flaunting their depravity to the world, and the authorities did nothing. So I did what any right-thinking, rock-willed woman would do. I took action. Oh, and such a gorgeous action it was, too. The fires were so beautiful. The alcohol made them go up in such pretty blue flames. Where was I?
You were explaining why you burned down the speakeasies.
Yes. Did you find my answer to your liking?
It was very revealing. Hang up.
What?
Jeez.
We
that
got
girl's
her.
Always a loon. I hope that confession's good enough for Parker.
Oh, it's gotta be Marty. Let's go ahead and get the bug and present it to Parker.
Possibilities in pond scum. Welcome, Ernest Philpott.
Thanks, Trixie, Technique. I'm truly honored to be here today among all you pointy-headed type people. Like the lady said, I labor
All right.
in the field of pond scum. Algae
Let's get the recording device.
mysterious and little-known biological entity. Through diligent study and countless hours of experimentation, I believe I have unlocked
I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
I think a lot of people are going to be interested in that answer.
Yep.
Algae cakes, ladies and gentlemen, is the next wave in the agricultural revolution.
So let's switch them out.
Century. Algae is just loaded with healthful properties.
Actually, let's just present it to Parker.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Danny.
Do you mind, comrade? We're busy trying to protect the expo from the likes of you.
This'll only take a minute.
Sweetened with corn syrup and held together in
Our plant recorder. It's not a good idea to steal police property, you know.
Listen.
You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
Why? Because no one else was doing anything about them. Detective Parker, surely you're not going to believe this crudely manufactured forgery of a recording.
I'm not sure what to believe, ma'am. But based on this crudely manufactured forgery, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come down to the station to answer a few questions about your whereabouts on the night of the speakeasy fires.
Oh, very well. Heavens, what's that?
You know, one of these days I should really stop falling for that.
Hey, does this mean that the barricades can come down from Emmett's booth?
Now that we got in and
yes.
out of the way,
Gotta
let's
be
go
around
find
here
Emmett.
somewhere.
Thank you, Ernest. Do be sure to drop by his booth and sample an algae cake. I have, and it was very interesting. I will be back later to highlight another of our fine exhibitors. See you soon.
All right, let's go find Doc. Let's check out the glass house if we can.
No one in here.
Not yet. So, let's talk to Arthur again.
Hey, Artie. Is there any way you can delay Emmett's demo? He ran into some last-minute turbulence.
Emmett's already pushed his luck by substituting this electrokinetic what's-this for the mental alignment meter he was supposed to be showing. I can't alter his place on the roster, too. The board would get the idea I was showing favoritism.
You sure you can't just push Emmett's slot back a little?
I could eliminate it altogether. Would that work for you?
Nope.
What?
I was just remembering a time when you refused to take me to the zoo.
Huh?
Nothing.
Careful, Marty.
See you around.
You don't want to reveal too much about the future. The consequences could be disastrous.
Enlightenment awaits you.
Mr. Duteau?
Oui?
I'm looking for a friend of mine, Emmett Brown. Tall young guy, reddish brown hair.
A distracted look.
That's him. Any idea where he went?
He just passed by here with an older gentleman. I think they were headed into the House of Glass.
Great, thanks.
All right, so now let's go back to the House of Glass. And there we see young Emmett with his future self of the alternate 1986, Citizen Brown.
Perfect.
So let's go into the glass house.
Welcome to the Atlas House of Glass, the future of domestic life.
Okay, Emmett, let's get you out of here. Emmett! Emmett, don't listen to him. He's crazy.
I'm still not sure about this business proposal, Mr. Sagan.
Let me explain it again.
James Arnold Taylor and Christopher Lloyd talking to one another.
Soundproof glass. Great.
Our living space can be configured to meet the needs of any family. Need a private study? Simply slide the walls in, or slide them out again to create a spacious banquet hall.
All right, so we're being told how this whole operation works. And now we're going to operate the handle if it'll let us. No, it won't. So let's get out of here. Let's go down. All right, let's move this handle. Go through. Go to this handle. And as you can see, it can't open. And as you will see, this one won't be able to open to the left, so he has to move to the right. And I think now this should be able to open. No. Stand corrected.
Something's blocking it.
There we go. So now should be good to move the handle. No.
It won't slide open.
And we're getting a clue why. So let's go over here and go upstairs. All right, this shouldn't open. Actually, it did. It's been a while since I've done this part, so bear with me. There we go. Now we should be able to get in. And if I'm wrong, well, stop and do it again. Lord form. So Citizen Brown is willing to knock his younger self out, all to obtain his goal. As you can see, we cannot get out that way. So let's move this door. And as you can see, we are now stuck. So let's go back over here. And as you can see, we can't get out this way because we are now blocked. So now let's go down. And this should open.
Something's blocking it.
And as you can see, it won't open. So let's go over here. There we go. Now we should be able to get out of this area. And if I run, I'll figure it out. There we go. A secret compartment.
Where'd you take him now, Doc?
The next exhibitor on our list is Officer Danny Parker of the Hill Valley Police Force. Officer Parker is going to demonstrate a few of the many marvelous tools that our boys in blue will soon have at their disposal. The criminal element has truly met his match today. Officer Parker? It seems our next exhibitor is unavoidably detained, but I'm sure his presentation would have been both enlightening and exciting. How about a round of applause just for the heck of it?
So my question to any of you watching tonight's stream, or if you've watched the previous 4 nights, have you ever played Back to the Future, the game? And I'm not talking about the NES version.
Excuse me,
I'm talking
sir.
about this
I'm
one.
looking for a tall, thin, older gentleman. He might have been with a tall, thin, younger gentleman.
I know just who you're talking about. Hey, just left not a minute ago. If you hurry, you might catch them.
Funny, that doesn't sound like Jacques Cousteau.
I know you're in there, Doc.
Doc? Yes, I am a doctor of marine biology, but I fail to understand what you're...
Quit fooling around, Doc. What have you done with
Stop! Help! I'm being attacked!
Sonny! What are you doing? You can't assault the exhibitors.
You don't understand. He's kidnapped Emmett.
The boy's obviously confused.
I'll say he is.
You want I should toss him out on his ear?
That won't be necessary. Do you know who that is? That's Jacques Cousteau of the Oceanic Institute.
No, it's not. It's...
Please, keep it down. The Expo went through a lot of trouble and expense to secure Professor Cousteau. We can't afford to antagonize him. But if you've got a complaint against him, we can straighten it out after the show. But if you make another scene like that, I'm afraid I'm gonna have you expelled from the hall.
Professor Cousteau, huh?
At your service.
What have you done with the real Professor Cousteau?
I'm not sure I like your insinuations.
I'm not sure I like you kidnapping Emmett.
Perhaps I should call the authorities and have you removed from the hall.
You're a cold-blooded guy, Cousteau.
C'est la vie.
Take off your helmet.
I prefer to leave it on. The inland air is difficult on my sinuses.
Where'd you stash Emmett? In the diving bell?
It's called a bathysphere.
Aha! So Emmett is in the bathysphere.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, he does.
I think I'm gonna take a closer look at that bathysphere.
Not without a ticket, I'm afraid, sir.
Hey! Is this guy trying to bum a free ride?
No.
See that you don't. Feels good to be on the right side of the law.
All right, so let's.
You're not gonna get away with this, you know.
Let's get in here.
In my country. Que sera, sera.
All right, Marty, you have a ticket. Use it.
Here's my ticket. I want to see inside that bathysphere.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? I've got a ticket. You have to honor my ticket.
It's the wrong kind of ticket. Sorry.
Oh, give me a break.
So now let's talk to Artie. Since Citizen Brown has declined our ticket.
Hey, Artie. This ticket should get me into any exhibit on the floor, right?
Sure, that's a P ticket.
Well, the guy at the aquarium is refusing to honor it.
There must be some mistake. Come on, let's straighten this out. Professor Duteau, this young man claims you refused to take his ticket.
Not at all. I am only too happy to take his ticket. Please, climb the ladder, and I will raise the bathysphere. Mon Dieu, what is the matter? The gears, they must have become stuck. I am afraid I cannot raise the bathysphere at this moment.
What a shame.
Yes, it is. Well, I will work on the problem. Perhaps if you come back later.
Now we all know he's lying.
Hiya, folks. It's me, Techni, Muse of Progress, gracing you once again with my presence. And speaking of presents, what better gift could Hill Valley offer the world than this magnificent science and technology exhibit? Hey, folks? If you haven't done so already, I urge each and every one of you to take a peek at Furnishings of the Future, right here in our main hall. Tickets are available from me, Techni, at our information desk.
And now it's almost time for Emmett.
The bathysphere exhibit is currently closed for repairs.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yes?
Open up that bathysphere.
I told you, the equipment is jammed. If you come back later...
Bullshit, Doc. I know exactly what you're hiding.
Is there a problem here?
No, everything's just great.
Everything's fine. It's fine. How are you?
The thing I can't figure out is how did you get him in there without anybody seeing?
Who?
You know who.
Young man, I told you, there's nobody in the bathysphere.
That's right, he did say that. I heard him.
Drop the act, Doc. You may be a great scientist, but you're a lousy actor.
Ah, you are the expert on acting?
Okay, so as you can see, he's refusing to raise the bathysphere. So let's
before the exhibit is fixed.
Let's make him.
Step back! You're crimping the hose!
What does it matter if there's nobody in the bathysphere?
It's very bad form.
Oh, sorry.
It's an old nautical superstition. A crimped hose means imminent doom.
It does if there's somebody inside the bathysphere, but I thought you said there wasn't anybody in the bathysphere.
There's not.
Just keep his foot on the hose.
I command you, uncrimp that hose.
Funny. You'd think it was you who was running out of air, not the guy in the bathysphere.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's as if you two were connected somehow.
Step off the hose!
Raise the bathysphere, Doc.
I won't do it!
Then neither will I.
Let's keep this up for a few moments.
So the laws, the years, they have become unstuck.
There, see? It was just a malfunction after all.
No, it's not that simple, Artie. Marty opens the hatch.
Let's get you out of there.
Emmett Brown? Then it was true. Hey, you.
Hey, he just took that guy's wallet. I think he took his wallet.
Oh, remind me not to become an oceanographer. I guess I must have a touch of claustrophobia. Never should have gone in there.
Well, we've all got problems. Now, you'd better get back to your booth
Funny
before...
thing is, I don't even remember going in there. Last thing I recall, I was in the glass house talking to Carl Sagan. Did you know he's really a scientist?
I'd heard. What did he say to you?
Oh, he had some sort of spur-of-the-moment business proposition. It was all very rush. I never got the details. It would have meant leaving before the expo was over, so I told him that... say, where'd he go? Do you know?
Carl Sagan? He had to leave. One of his experiments blew up on him.
No, I know how that is.
Greetings and salutations to all our honored guests. I am Techne, Muse of Progress, and it is my pleasant task once again to highlight one of the great minds who was hard at work building a better tomorrow.
I think that's me. I'm next on the roster.
But are you ready?
No, I don't have a choice. Did you bring the static accumulator?
Oh, right. Here you go.
Great. Come on, let's get up there.
He's been hard at work dreaming up gizmos and banging them together in his garage. And who knows? One of this kid's gizmos just might take off and change the life of everybody in town. Could it be the very thing he's brought to share with us today? It wouldn't be the first time the world
Nope.
was changed by a kid barely
That ought to do it. Are the block bearings all in the raised position?
Block bearings. Raised position. Check.
Then it looks like all systems are go. Wish me luck.
I don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Emmett Brown!
Objection! Objection, Your Honor! I hereby demand that the scientific demonstration of one Emmett Lathrop Brown be terminated and forfeit by reason of insanity. I declare him to be in contempt of me, his father. Where is he? Hand him over this instant!
Oh, this can't be
The longer
good.
you hold out, the harder it's going to be for you. You don't think you can shelter him?
Maybe Emmett would come out from wherever it is he's hiding if you tried the reasonable approach.
This is the reasonable approach.
Don't antagonize him.
Well, if you're not going to say anything...
So he is up there with you.
Thanks a lot.
Son, I order you to come down from there this second. I'm counting to 4. 1, 2. I want to speak to my son.
Emmett's not ready to talk to you directly.
Oh, God. I suppose you're his mouthpiece.
I guess so, yeah. You can't talk him out of it. His mind is made up.
So, if talking won't work, there's always threshing.
If I can say so, sir, the problem is you're coming on too strong. You intimidate him.
I don't intimidate him enough. That's the problem.
Can't you two have it out later?
You mean after he's gone through with this ridiculous stunt?
Yeah?
No!
So now we need to talk to Emmett.
I'm not going anywhere. You dare to disobey a direct order?
Emmett.
I'm not talking to him. There's no point.
So, what's your plan?
I just stand here like this indefinitely. After a few centuries, the process of petrification will set in, and that'll be that.
Okay, that is a plan. Just go deal with them. What have you got to lose?
That's what they said to Custer.
Maybe he'll give you a fair chance to explain yourself. He is a judge, after all.
Yes, a judge who's already passed sentence. He won't listen to me. He never has.
I'll be right back.
Fear! So, is your client prepared to make a statement?
He says it's no use talking to you. You never listen?
That only shows how pig-headed he is. Of course I'll listen. If he can justify his craziness, I'll be only too happy to indulge it.
Stay right there. Emmett.
I'm not talking to him.
So this is a series of going back and forth and getting the two of them to talk.
You heard him. He said he'll listen to you.
Well,
at least give it a shot.
Father?
Son?
You've never understood the first thing about me. All you want to do is step on me, squelch my natural instincts. You don't know what it's like to be young. You don't know what it's like to have dreams, have ambitions so great and so powerful that they've got a life of their own. And it's all you can do to hang on for dear life while they've got a bond where they must. This is America, Pop. And in America, a person doesn't have to do what his father did. Isn't that why you came to America? To live where there wouldn't be so many rules? Well, we talked. Are you happy?
That went well.
Please, you gotta get out of Emmett's way.
I have yet to hear a compelling or even coherent reason why.
See, Your Honor, it's just that this demo is so important to Emmett.
A childish kerfuffle. He'll forget all about it in 2 weeks' time.
That's what I'm afraid of. Emmett's just...
stubborn, willful, single-minded, incorrigible, and obsessed.
Okay, but if you look at it from the right angle, those traits are kinda... good.
That may be your angle, Sonny, but I'm not so sure it's the right one. Make no mistake, those are traits that lead to trouble. He gets them from his mother.
Look, Your Honor, you don't see it, but there's an awful lot riding on Emmett's demonstration.
All the more reason why I've got to put a stop to it. Look me in the eyes, young man. I expect you know my son pretty well by now. Do you seriously think his exhibition is going to be a success?
Sure. Sure it will.
Ha! You know as well as I how it'll end. Disaster!
Maybe, maybe not, but even if it does, I mean, isn't Emmett entitled to make a few mistakes?
Emmett has exceeded his quota for one lifetime. It's my job as his father to see to it there are no more mistakes.
Emmett's just trying to make a name for himself. Maybe things were different when you were a kid, but nowadays you gotta take chances.
What do you know about taking chances? Try moving to a strange country where you don't speak the language with only $2 to your name.
You?
You bet your socks, me! And I made out all right, too.
How'd your dad feel about it at the time?
Papa? He was fit to be tied. He called me a disobedient little...
And here we go. Just what we needed.
So your father didn't approve of you coming to America?
Well, Papa never really understood the younger generation. He came around a bit in the end, but by then it was too late to. Tell him I'll listen to him. I want to listen to him. If he wants to talk.
All right, now let's go to Emmett and tell Emmett that his father's willing to talk to him.
Again, Pollyanna.
Okay, so he's got a strong personality.
Strong personality. Lord save us from strong fathers. Why couldn't I have been born to a nice, wimpy milquetoast?
Yeah, well, that's no picnic either. The important thing is, fathers can change.
Says you.
Deep down, he's just worried about you hurting yourself.
No amount of physical pain could equal the pain he's already inflicted to my spirit.
I really think he means it this time.
He won't listen to me.
And one more.
He says you get your stubbornness from your mother.
Well, that's the limit. He's not satisfied with insulting me. He's got to drag my mother through the dirt, too. Mother isn't at all like me. She's gentle and sweet and endlessly patient. If anything, I'm more like... Oh, skip it.
You were starting to say that you're like...
Skip it.
Can it be that you and your dad?
No. Next subject.
Emmett, stop being a dope. You've got your pride. Okay, I get it. And so does he. But what's the harm in trying to make peace with the guy? He's your family, and family's important. Sometimes it's, well, even more important than we realize.
May I come up?
The two of them are more alike than they want to
You
believe.
think my new invention is a disaster waiting to happen?
Yes, I do. And I'm here to say, if any son of mine is going to make of himself a public disaster, I insist on being there to support him.
Pop.
They're reconciling their
You're gonna change your
differences.
tune once you see this baby go airborne. You see, the force field generated by the static accumulator. Marty, give Trixie the signal. We're ready for liftoff.
Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with us through that unavoidable delay. And now the Hill Valley Expo is pleased as punch to present Mr. Emmett Brown and his electrokinetic levitator.
Here we go.
Look at that! He's flying! My Emmett is flying!
Yep, he's flying all right. And what does Marty see? Oops.
Hey, stop! Get back here!
Doc, are you okay?
I thought I could change her. Things could be different.
Forget about it. Come on, we gotta find a way to stop her before...
Edna's stolen the DeLorean.
Doc!
Go away!
But...
Move! Marty!
Oh no, what's happening to Citizen Brown?
Oh my God, Doc! Say something.
Chromium, lithium, potassium, iridium, titanium, ruthenium,
I'll get help.
newspaper.
What? You mean... Gonna get you to a hospital, Doc. You're gonna be okay.
Yes. Oh, I think I am going to be okay, Marty.
No, come on, Doc. Doc, don't do this. Don't go.
Not over yet.
Doc, come back. Doc.
Marty, have you been out here the whole time?
Emmett, is it over already?
Oh, it's over all right. You missed a very wild party. I'm afraid I've been banned from the expo for the next 50 years. And if I were you, I wouldn't go back in either. At least not until all the broken glass is swept up. Oh, what was I thinking? Naturally, the ionic wind generated by an electromagnet of that size is going to play havoc with a merely mechanical steering mechanism. We need a much more advanced control system. I wonder if we could find a way to translate the body's own gravitational field into electrokinetic force. One might be able to direct the ionic current simply by shifting one's weight. Oh, great Scott, that's it!
So, what comes next?
Work, work, and more work. A few more stumbles, followed by a breakthrough or two. The way I see it, it's those little mistakes along the way that advance us along the pathway of knowledge. Come on, there's no time to lose. Let's get back. Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
You don't sound fine.
Don't worry about it. It's got nothing to do with you. What?
You're a complete mystery to me, Marty. Where you come from, what you're doing here. But there's one thing I do know. Whatever it is, it does have something to do with me.
Please, Emmett, don't ask any...
What's this? Come on, let me see. I deserve an explanation.
You wouldn't understand.
Oh, yeah? Try me. What's that?
An explanation. But you've got to promise me. Don't look at it until you get the key to the city.
Huh?
Emmett!
Just promise.
Emmett, where are you, my son?
I'll be right there, Pop. Key to the city? I don't understand.
And you can't understand. Not for a long time. It would do irreparable damage to something. Just say you promise.
Okay, I promise. Wait, I will see you again, right?
I guarantee it.
Emmett!
We're not done yet.
It worked.
So, you were the same Marty. Funny how memory can play tricks on a person. I remembered you being much taller.
How was the ceremony?
Long. You've got a theatrical way of sending messages.
Only way I could do it without messing up your timeline.
Very clever. But what are you doing in 1931?
I came to rescue you.
Teenage me?
No, you. But then teenage you got mixed up in it. See, you were in jail and...
Never mind. It's better I don't know. Let's just get back to 1986. That is, unless your presence has caused any other time anomalies.
Me? Nah, no. Well, I'm still a little confused about my...
Where is he? Where's that no-good son of mine? He's not worthy of the McFly name. Do you see my Artie anywhere?
Marty McFly?
That's the one. Just got a call from Melvin at the city records office.
Michael J.
Tells me
Fox,
his dad
everyone.
blamed fool's gone and got himself hitched to a Canadian floozy. Can you believe it?
Hitched?
Married. I swear, that boy's gonna put his papa in an early grave.
So that's how she got her job back. Ah, he's married the wrong grandma. I mean, Trixie's not my grandma. And if she's not my grandma, I'm not me. Wait, that was Great-Grandpa Willie. I met him when he was a baby. He peed on me.
Reference to Back
Holy
to the
crap,
Future 3
Doc,
again.
I'm gonna disappear again.
Calm down, Marty. You seem reasonably solid right now. Whatever the problem is, I'm sure we can undo it with the help of...
That car!
Oh, great.
How the hell did she get back here?
She?
You? You're not Edna. What's going on here? Is this some plot to put me in the nut house?
No, it's all very simple, Danny.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Tell me, did I or did I not just chase Edna Strickland off in this car?
Not this exact car, but a car just like it.
A car with a nasty habit of disappearing into thin air?
Well...
Wait, Edna Strickland just disappeared in the DeLorean?
If that's what you call it. It made a loud noise, and then wham! Nothing!
Great Scott! Marty, do you have any notion what date she might have jumped to?
None at all, Doc. See, that DeLorean's time circuits are out of whack. They could jump to any date at all.
Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Let's just hope she jumped into the future. The far future. If she's jumped into the past...
You think she might mess up the time stream? Wait a minute. This is Edna. Of course she would mess up the time stream.
Guys, you mind telling me what the hell you're...
Uh-oh.
It's a story.
Doc? Did we just leave Hill Valley?
No, I believe Hill Valley just left us.
How?
Something must have happened to it. A long time ago.
And here we see Willie McFly again.
Well, now you two looking mighty lost. Hey, what on earth is that thing?
It's an experimental vehicle. Pay it no mind.
Look, maybe you can help us. We're looking for Hill Valley.
Well, which is it, a hill or a valley?
No, it's a town. It's a town called Hill Valley.
Hill Valley, a town? Say, I think I once heard that there was a town here a long time ago. Don't know much about it, though.
Just as I suspected.
When did Hill Valley go away?
Oh, heck, I don't know. That was all before I was born.
Then whatever it was must have happened at least 45 years ago.
Nobody much cares to settle around here nowadays. My dad tried to buy a farm in this area years ago, but he got run off by Scary Mary.
Scary Mary?
Well, that's what we all call her. Lives a couple miles from here. I make a monthly drop at her place. She's a fiend for news. Takes all the papers in the county, never throws one away. Say, if there's anybody who can tell you what happened to Hill Valley, it's her.
Can you direct us to her?
It's imperative that we talk to her.
Sorry, fellas, but I'm pretty sure she won't talk to you.
Why wouldn't she talk to us?
The thing of it is, guys, Mary's older than dirt, but she's also a little tetched, if you catch my drift. She doesn't like strangers.
I'm sure we can handle her.
We'll be very polite. Please, we gotta see her.
Well, okay, if you insist. Take a right turn just after the bridge, then follow the wheel ruts till they come to an end. You'll have to go the last quarter mile on foot. Good luck, and don't say I didn't warn you. I got a notion I'll be kicking myself for sending you up there.
So now we're going to find out about Scary Mary.
Can I drive?
Beware of cat.
Mary Pickford.
Let's go talk to Doc.
What do you see?
This vehicle has sustained some serious damage.
Way to stay focused, Doc. Doc, it's a...
Shh.
Take a look at some of the signs.
Mary Pickford.
Look at the outhouse.
Look!
Shh.
Got a mop.
I'm guessing this mop doesn't get much use.
Not going to use the fire pit yet. Let's go around. Let's look at the cactus.
Look!
Shh.
Let's knock on the cabin door.
Pardon us for intruding, madam. We were wondering if you could tell us...
I don't talk to hooligans!
On a very friendly sort.
Doc, that was Edna.
Edna Strickland? Impossible.
This is how she was when I first met her. I had to... Listen, just leave it to me.
Okay, you think you know how to handle her. Just remember, we need to know what happened to Hill Valley, and just as importantly, the precise time when it happened.
All right, let's find out that information. As you can see, those are various parts of the DeLorean.
Hey, Miss Strick.
Who are you?
Sonny Crockett.
That's a foolish name, and I make it a rule not to talk to strangers with foolish names.
But we're not strangers.
How do I know you?
You interviewed me once, back when you were young.
Listen, Sonny, I'm an easygoing woman, but I got a few rules I live by. And rule number 1 is, I never, ever talk about the past! Or the future, neither. I don't talk about any day but today.
So she's been traumatized by an event.
Of course she doesn't talk about the past, because there's something in her past she's trying to forget. But we're gonna pry it out of her. Go ahead, knock on the door again.
All right, let's go ahead and knock on the door without tripping on the tripwire.
What?
It's me again, your old friend.
How do I know you?
We spent the day together.
We did? Where?
At the expo.
That's crazy. I've been here all... What day is it?
Tuesday, October 13th, 1931.
October 13th, 1931. October 13th. Something funny about that date. Well, what are you here for?
I brought something for you.
What is it? Let me see.
All right, Doc, your turn.
I brought you him.
Him? Who him? Him who?
Look hard. Don't tell me you don't recognize your own boyfriend.
My boyfriend?
Yeah, he's all grown up.
Come closer, fella.
Marty, What am I supposed to do?
Trust me, Doc. Just go with it.
It can't be! Emmett!
Yes, Edna. It's me.
It is! It's October 13th, 1931! Oh, and you are Emmett! Emmett! How did I get so turned around? Have I been dreaming, or stay there?
It's a classic case of repressed memory syndrome. Once the mental dam is broken, the subject is immediately plunged into the midst of the very scenes she's trying to forget.
Darling, you've come back. Of course I knew you would. An intelligent boy like you wouldn't be one to throw away true love all because of a silly quarrel. I've already forgotten about last night's little tiff. I trust you've done the same?
Of course I have.
Of course I have. What?
Schnookums.
Schnookums.
You're sweet. But you're still keeping company with this Smirnoff character. I insist you drop him. He's a bad influence. And you've got to stop working on that dangerous electrokinetic... What's this?
Okay.
I suppose now you're miffed with me for forcing Detective Parker to close your booth down. Bitter medicine for you, I know, but I had to do it. And Parker had no choice but to obey my orders. He knows that my opinion carries a lot of weight in Hill Valley, and he'd never... Parker would never... Oh...
What is it?
I don't know. Something about Detective Parker. Something that happened to me on October 13th. What could it be?
Can you jog her memory? If we can keep her mind in the past, we may get the full story of Hill Valley's premature destruction.
All right, so first thing we need to do is we need to grab the hat.
This hat doesn't frame her face very well.
Then let's go up to this cactus. Go into our inventory. Use the mop. Put it on top of the cactus. Now let's grab the hat. Put the hat on top of the mop.
Not bad.
Let's go up to Edna.
Here's something that'll make you remember.
Remember what? I don't like to remember. Who are you? What are you doing in my yard, you hooligan?
No, Edna. No yard.
What?
This is Emmett speaking. It's October 13th, 1931.
Yes.
And something's about to happen.
Oh, yes, something big. But what?
Better not talk to her directly. It'll break the spell.
All right, so now we have to look for another item around her home. So there's a blacksmith sign.
I wonder if it's from Doc's old shop.
And let's see if we can find anything else. There's another sign.
An old saloon sign. Cool. Too bad it's all burnt.
Just need to report this. Wish YouTube would do stuff to get rid of these spammers. All right. Let's put the saloon sign right on the outhouse. And watch what happens.
Maybe this'll take you back.
Back where? I don't want to go back.
Stay in the moment, Edna. Please, Marty. Don't interrupt the trance.
So let's go to
Help me out here, Danny.
Don't talk to him. I won't have you spreading stories about me.
All right, let's get over here. Let's go to the clay oven.
I wonder what's cooking.
Let's grab the burning stick. And let's show the burning stick to Edna.
Oh, get out! Get out! Get out!
Don't upset her, Marty.
Sorry.
So you see what happens if you show the burning stick to Edna. She freaks out. What if we try to set fire to the outhouse?
Oh, get out! Get out! Get out!
Same thing happens.
I guess this isn't the right time to be burning things.
All right, let's show Doc the blacksmith sign.
Nah.
Or let's go ahead and put it on the cactus.
I don't think so.
Or try the outhouse.
Maybe not.
So as you can see, you cannot use the blacksmith sign at all. What about if we tried to use this on Edna?
You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
Why? Because no one else was doing anything about them.
We're jogging our memory.
Turn it off, you imbecile! If Parker hears that, he'll... Officer, I can explain. It was a trick. I was framed. Oh, he's after me! Ha! He'll never catch me in this souped-up car of the future. Curses! I can't shake him. Well, no use in holding back now. Let's see what this baby can do. And here it comes!
Yes?
Here what comes?
I don't know. Something really unexpected is supposed to happen right about now, but I'm not sure what. Oh, come to think of it, how can I be expecting something unexpected? Oh, what's going on?
Quick, Marty. We've got to find a way to push the story along before she snaps out of her reverie.
All right, so let's step on the tripwire.
Here they come! The lights! I'm being transported!
Where?
Back! Back! To the past!
What do you see?
Hill Valley! But it's all different. It's so small and primitive. Heavens! Can it be? It is!
Is what?
Grandfather! Big as life!
Marshal James Strickland came to Hill Valley in 1869, shot by...
I know, Doc. We met him in 1885. Remember?
No! I must be mistaken. Grandfather didn't look like that. That man is an imposter! I'm not even sure it is a man. This is all very confusing. Where am I? Why am I thinking about the past? Get off my lawn, you kids!
Marco Strickland was killed while Buford Tannen was robbing the Pine City stage.
How well you look. How well everything looks.
How does everything look? Tell me.
It's a bit rustic, to be sure, but all the buildings are so sturdy and well kept. And the young people of Hill Valley, they're so virtuous and upright. So unlike the degenerate specimens from the 20th century. And I know the reason why.
Why?
They haven't yet fallen prey to the vices of booze and debauchery. They are still in a state of innocence. I think I could learn to like living here. But who's this?
Who?
This big lout swaggering up the street. Lips curled in an insolent sneer. He's a newcomer to Hill Valley. Beauregard. Beauregard...
Tannen.
Tannen. Yes!
Good guess.
Look at him. Acting like a big shot. Throwing his money around. Stolen money, no doubt. Why can't they see through him? The two-bit phony! And now his plan becomes clear. He's bought a plot of land in town. He's going to put up a
what?
I don't know. It's something I don't like. Something evil. A saloon? In Hill Valley? Oh, he can't do that! Grandpa, you can't let him do it! You can't let that snake ruin paradise! Well, if they're all too blind to stop him, I'll just have to take the law into my own hands. I'll make sure this sinful establishment never opens its doors. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. Something very conclusive.
All right, so let's get that burning stick. Get the burning stick out of the clay oven. Hand the burning stick over to Edna. And watch what happens.
Young man, you've just given me an idea. First, we'll need some kerosene. Apply it liberally to the building site. No sense in being parsimonious. And now, watch. Isn't it beautiful? The devil's handiwork consumed by the fires of righteousness! Burn, you sucker! Burn!
She was never this
So not only is she the speakeasy arsonist, but she's also responsible for burning down the town of Hill Valley.
Run away! Don't look!
It's not staying in the saloon, is it? It's spreading to the other buildings in Hill Valley.
My intentions were pure. It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
But it did happen like this. And you've been repressing it all these years because you can't stand to admit that you're...
A hooligan. I'm a hooligan.
It'll be all right, Edna.
Did I lay it on too thick?
Here's the story. Black and white and red all over.
Huh. Hill Valley destroyed by fire started approximately 2 a.m., July 17th, 1876.
Of course, I'm not the real criminal in this story, am I, Mr. Sagan? You set me up for a fall. You and Smirnoff. You made me steal your infernal car. You made me burn down Hill Valley. And now, by the powers invested in me by the town of Hill Valley, I hereby sentence you two criminals to... You! How much of you...
Hello, Alan. Good to see you here, brother.
Headlines in the Hayesville Herald. 2 months worth if you shoot those fellas.
I could shoot you too, you know.
But you won't, because that would be against the law. And you never break the law, right? This is your cue to skedaddle.
Right. Much obliged.
All right, now it's time for Doc and Marty to go back to 1876.
There's Beauregard Tannen's half-finished saloon. Sometime during the next hour, Edna's going to light it on fire and accidentally burn down Hill Valley.
I wonder where her DeLorean is.
We'll find it later. Right now, we've got to stop that fire. I'll go around back. You go through the front.
Got it.
All right, so let's go ahead and go into the saloon. Take a look at the same saloon sign that we see in 1931. There's Beauregard Tannen.
I'd better not get too close. I'd better not get too close.
Let's go.
I'd better not get too close.
So you see that you cannot advance any further.
I'd better not get too close.
So what can we do here? Well, let's go to the window. And there we see Edna.
Who's there?
Edna, stop. It's just me.
Mr. Sagan, what are you doing here?
I was gonna ask you the same question, Miss Pickford.
Isn't it obvious? I'm putting an end to your den of iniquity before it starts.
I don't think so, Mary. I don't like shooting women, but no one comes between Beauregard B. Tannen and his livelihood.
Tannen, stop. If you shoot her, she'll drop the torch, and this whole place will burn up. Edna, stop. If you drop that torch, he'll shoot us.
Looks like we're at something of a standoff here, Mr. Tannen.
I don't see a way out unless somebody manages to disarm both of you at the same time.
How the hell am I supposed to do that?
Well, this is where we have to work on it. As you can see, there's a loose floorboard. And it's giving us some hints.
What's the matter, Miss Pickford? Scared of a little mouse?
No, but you should be scared. Mice carry diseases. It's a fact. Look it up.
So let's go over here. And we can't do anything over here, so we have to go over here. As you can see, there's a sandbag. But first, we have to climb up the ladder. Now you see there are more sandbags, so we're going to grab the sandbags. And we're going to put them on the pallet. We're going to grab all the sandbags that are up here and put them on the pallet to add some weight. One more. And as you can see, that one slipped.
I can't knock him out.
And it's on the chandelier.
That torch.
So let's go down on the pallet.
Not quite.
But as you can see, there is still something preventing us from going down. So now we have to figure out what the problem is. So let's go over here to the other pallet with the pickle barrels.
Pickle juice. That ought to be handy for putting out torches. It's too heavy to lift.
So we can't do anything there. So let's climb back up.
The sandbag's right over Tannen's head. If I don't figure out some way of dousing that flame, Edna's gonna burn down the town.
So basically we have to get the barrels of pickle juice up here so we can douse the flames.
Don't tell me that you're not traveling through time under a pseudonym, Mr. Carl Sagan.
Heavy.
You could say that. Can't go across, so let's go down.
If I don't figure out some way of dousing that flame, Edna's gonna burn down the town. Hang in there, Doc. The sandbag's right over Tannen's head.
So, do we have anything in our inventory that we can use? Well, let's try the recording device.
Not sure what that'll do.
As you can see, that's not going to do anything. So, let's go ahead and skip it. And look for a way to advance through this part of the game.
Maybe we can come to a...
Again, nothing happens. Can't do anything there. So let's go back here.
Man, this thing is not light.
And as you can see, Marty can't do anything just yet. So
I wonder what's in these. Oh, stop.
there we go.
God.
What the hell? Oh,
We've lightened the load.
There goes all my pickled pig's feet.
What kind of odds would you give me that I can disarm you?
So
and
let's
douse
climb
your-
back up. Let's go down on the pallet.
Looks like your torch is getting a little dim there, Miss Pickford.
It's still hot enough to bring down this little bit of Gomorrah, Tannen.
Let's grab this sandbag. Let's put it on the pallet.
All right, physics.
And now let's go to that loose floorboard. Let's move it a little bit. And as you can see, nothing happens. So we've got to make it happen.
Are you here to haul me back to 1931?
So how are we going to get this barrel over here? Like this. There, you see it's rolling.
What was
It's
that
hit the
noise?
support beam.
I didn't hear a noise.
So now we have to climb back down.
Why are you so
And we
hellbound
have to
trying
move this
meddle in my
loose
affairs, woman?
floorboard.
You've been a burring my...
Now the barrel's moving.
Okay, that was lucky.
Won't be long now.
We'll just see.
Okay. Now let's climb back up. Climb the ladder. And let's go on to the chandelier.
Ammo's in place. Now to pull the trigger.
How are we going to do that? Is the
100
question.
years from now, Hill Valley will erect a statue in my honor.
The sandbag's right over Tannen's head. That pickle barrel's right over her head.
So now let's
Hang in there,
give the
Doc.
signal. But how are we going to do that? Well, let's go to the hints. Trap is in place. Time to spring it. And there's our hint. Watch this.
Not sure why I did that.
Maybe we can come to a more peaceable solution, Mr. Tannen.
Keep your
Alright, so let's climb back up.
I don't know.
That pickle juice will put the torch out for sure. Now to tip the barrel over. Come on.
Got any
Here we
last
go.
words?
I'll see you in hell, Tannen.
You first, lady.
Come on, you son of a...
What the frog?
Who the hell are you?
I'm the diversion, butthead.
And there we go. Doc's knocked out. Beauregard, Tannen.
Nice one, Doc.
Don't tell Clara. She thinks fisticuffs set a bad example for the boys. Now, where's Edna?
Doc, she's gone. Edna's DeLorean.
We've got to stop her before she hits 88 miles per hour. Come on!
Now we have to go after Edna.
Okay, Edna, nothing to be worried about. You're a smart woman with a strong moral compass. You just need to think your way out of it. Oh, fudge!
What's she doing?
I think she's spouting euphemisms at us. Luckily, the road out of Hill Valley is still pretty rough in 1875. It's unlikely she'll manage to accelerate to 88 miles an hour anytime soon.
How are we gonna stop her?
Good question. We can't risk injuring her or damaging the vehicle for fear of altering the timeline even further. Luckily, those diagnostic lights my alternate self put all over her DeLorean have given me an idea. Here, take these.
What are these?
Flux synchronization modules.
How do they work?
I generally use them for maintenance purposes, but we might be able to use them to sync up with the alternate DeLorean's diagnostic modules, thus making it possible to link both sets of time circuits and override the time destination of the alternate DeLorean. At least that's the theory, anyway.
That's a great plan, I think.
Best of all, we won't need to weld the modules to the frame. You can just snap them over the diagnostic lights.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to go out there? How the heck am I supposed to do that?
Voila.
Aha!
This is why I said it.
A hoverboard!
It saved our hides a few times before, so it seemed like the appropriate tool to bring along for the job.
Sweet!
Here we go.
You okay?
It's just like riding a bike.
You ready to make the jump?
Ready, Doc.
1, 2, 3, jump!
Whoa!
Nice form, Marty. How's the reception on the wireless?
Great. Where'd you get these?
From Bird's cache of 21st century video game consoles. Now remember, all you've got to do is attach the flux sync modules to those diagnostic lights.
Will do, Doc.
So let's go ahead and go to the front bumper. And put the first flux sync onto the diagnostic.
All right.
Nicely done. Now, aim the sync toward the receiving dish.
I'll try, but it's getting a little bumpy out here.
All right, so let's go ahead and sync them up. Let's use the arrow keys here. Give it a few moments to sync up. Sometimes it takes a little while. There we go. One flux emitter on.
That's one flux sync down. 2 to go.
All right, so let's go to the rear bumper. Let's go to the driver's side. Let's get to the front bumper.
Oh, get off!
So, as you can see, we got a problem. So, let's go back here. Let's go back to the passenger side. Passenger side bumper. We're going to need something here in a little bit. Make sure if you play this game and you get to this part to grab the windshield wiper. There's a reason why. And you'll see as I'm continue the gameplay. Now let's get to the front bumper. Alright, so now the driver's side mirror is damaged. So now we should be able to put the other flux sink emitter on there. But first, we're not going to be able to cross with all the radiation coming out of Mr. Fusion. So you use the windshield wiper to put the Mr. Fusion cap back in place. You're never late, Godzillionaire. As long as you get here during the stream, you're never late. It's always good to see you, brother. So let's get to the driver's side. Let's get to the front bumper.
Made it.
Excellent. Now let's get that flux override module off before she starts making life difficult.
Like she's been making it easy up till now?
Alright, so let's get the other flux sink. Place it on here.
There goes nothing, Doc. Whoa.
Perfect. Now, aim the flux sink towards the receiving dish on my DeLorean.
Receiving dish. Check.
And that is a big problem with YouTube anymore. They don't send out the notifications. And I know I haven't asked anybody to make sure that they have their notifications set to all, but just make sure that you have the notifications for this channel set to all. And also just pay attention to any notices I put up on Discord or on Twitter. I know that still doesn't always help, but it's something.
Get off my car, you hooligan!
Now let's talk to Edna.
It's locked.
So we won't be able to talk to Edna just yet. We have to get to the passenger side. Knock on the passenger door window.
It's locked.
No, I didn't want to do that. Let's get to the front bumper again.
I can't talk to her from here.
So as you can see, we've got a little bit of rub. So let's go to the front bumper again. And you can see that Edna prevents you from going to the front bumper. Oops. I didn't mean to pause it there. Sorry, folks. So let's get to the driver's side. Now let's get to the front bumper. And this is where we can actually talk to Edna.
Edna.
What?
Let me in.
You want in? Fine.
Ah!
Marty, are you all right?
Not really.
Let's get her attention again. And now the passenger side window is open. So now Marty can reach in. And now both doors are open.
Now that you're on top of the DeLorean, you can attach the flux sink to the overhead flux emitter.
That's great, Doc.
So let's get the other flux sink. And let's attach it to the flux emitter.
Ha! Nicely done. Now, aim the sink toward the receiving dish.
So now let's aim the third one toward the receiving dish. And we use the arrow keys once again. Come on, sync up. There we go, all three are synced.
That's it! Get out of there, Marty!
Phew.
Driver's side door is closed. Edna's trying to speed up the DeLorean so you fall off. And Doc saves her life. So we're getting near the end.
Now we take control of Edna's DeLorean with the flux synchronizers, and that's strange.
What?
According to these readings, the temporal cohesion of Edna's DeLorean is decaying.
Thank you guys for getting rid of that.
We've got to get Edna home, now!
Those are getting worse and worse.
Hold on!
Holy shit!
Now we're back on October 13th, 1931 in the correct timeline.
Parker? Then I must be back in... Would you be kind enough to tell me what day it is?
It's the day I place you under arrest for arson, resisting arrest, and being a general all-round pain in the ass.
No! You can't arrest me. Not now.
Yes,
I
it
just
is,
got back from the
Rulus.
last century.
Would you look at that? Edna Strickland, drunk as a skunk.
I'm not drunk, you reprobate. I'm a time traveler.
Sure you are. Oh, I'm loving this.
I'll prove it to you. Come with me. We can do the whole day over if you want. We can fix everything.
We can start by drying you out. Come on, into the station with you.
You can bunk with me, doll.
I'd rather die. Stop it! Unhand me, you dolt!
He's no dolt, Edna.
Well, I guess that's it for Edna.
Yes, I suppose it is. You know, whoever said time heals all wounds didn't know squat about time travel.
What do we do about that, DeLorean?
No need to do a thing. Ever since we synced up the time circuits, the temporal breakdown in Edna's DeLorean has accelerated at an exponential rate. By my calculations, the timeline should catch up with it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now!
What the hell? Hey, Parker, you're not gonna believe this.
See? What did I say? Ready to go home?
Wait, Doc, the timeline's not fixed yet. Look.
Sonny, you missed all the fireworks at the expo.
Yeah, so I heard. Listen, I heard a rumor about you two.
I guess we gotta come clean. Ta-da! Hardy took me to Reno last night.
Try to keep a secret in Hill Valley.
Well, you gonna congratulate us or what?
Then it's true. My grandpa's married the wrong grandma. I'm done for.
Hey, you feeling all right, kid? You don't look so hot.
This just isn't right.
Now, I know marrying a Canadian for a work permit isn't strictly by the book, but hey, sometimes you gotta go out on a limb for the ones you love.
Isn't he just the sweetest?
Trixie, you can't marry Artie.
Is this about my past with Kid? 'Cause Artie ain't holding that against me.
That's right, darling. The past is the past.
Yeah, but... Can you see through me?
Nope, never could figure you out. I thought you'd be thrilled for us.
You don't understand. You're supposed to marry Sylvia Miskin.
But I did marry Sylvia Miskin.
What?
You didn't think my real name was Trixie Trotter, did ya?
Don't feel too bad. It was kind of a surprise to me, too.
Wait a minute, you're Grandma Sylvie?
Grandma? Hey, how old do you think I am, kiddo?
But you're so skinny and blonde and... Huh.
Yeah,
You know,
it's amazing.
Oh my God, I've seen you naked. You're Sylvia?
You okay, pal?
Yeah, I'm fine. Great. You kids go off and have yourself a wonderful honeymoon. And don't worry about your dad, Artie. I'm sure he'll come around.
Come around to what?
To approving your marriage. You seem kind of mad about it back at the high school.
Well, that was before I got a look at her. Besides, as my dear old father Seamus used to say, no sense in getting riled up over something I can't do nothing about. And honestly, now that I met her, I can't imagine a better daughter-in-law than the charming Miss Sylvie here.
Aw, thank you, Dad.
As for you, stranger, I'll thank you to not go poking your nose in McFly family business.
Too late.
It's been a pleasure, Agent Crockett.
See you in the funny paper, Sonny.
Goodbye, Grandma.
You know, I took some pictures of Trixie in 1931.
Hey, that's my grandma you're talking about.
Careful what you say, Doc.
Here we are, back in good old 1986.
May 14th?
15th. Best to build in a little lag time. Gives you a chance to catch up.
Looks like the estate sale is still going on. Hey, don't you want to stay, Doc? You got to stop the bank from selling off all your old stuff.
What are you talking about? Estate sale? Bank? I'm not dead, Marty. Clara and I are having a little garage sale, that's all.
Garage sale? You mean...
Marty, you're back from your trip. Hello, Doc. Selling off the family treasures, eh?
Not quite, but I hope you find something you like.
Speaking of which, did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I sure did.
Great. Hey, is that a box of Asimov?
Let me get this straight. Are you telling me you live here now? In 1986?
Well, naturally. Claire and I maintain a part-time residence here. Wasn't that the case when you left?
No.
Strange. I can't imagine not sticking around. After all, I've got my late father's foundation to supervise. If I wasn't here, who'd present the annual Earhart Brown Scholarship for Young Scientists? Something funny?
I'll explain it to you later.
I don't see what's so funny about looking after a family legacy. Oh, almost forgot. I've got something for you. Happy graduation.
Graduation? But that's not for another... The McFlys of Hill Valley.
An exhaustively detailed history of your family, from your great-great-grandfather Seamus to the present.
You traveled through time to write this?
Well, most of the research was done traditionally, but your grandma Sylvia proved to be something of a mystery.
Which is why you traveled back to 1931, to look for her.
Exactly. Who knew she was singing in a speakeasy under a stage name?
This is great, Doc. Thanks.
It's the least I can do for the man who saved me from making the worst mistake of my life.
Yoo-hoo! Dr. Brown!
Edna?
Einie!
What's going on? What are you doing with my dog?
The same thing I do every afternoon, silly man. Giving him such much-needed exercise. Isn't that right, Einstein?
Hey, Dollface, it's past time for our 3:30.
Coming,
Good
sweetie!
turning.
Oh, Mr. McFly, have you seen my stepson anywhere?
Oh, Biff. I think you're late for an appointment.
Oh, gosh. You're right, Mr. McFly. Hi, Marty.
Don't they make a great little family? You'd never know they met in prison.
Don't say anything. Let's just walk quietly into the lab and hope there are no more surprises.
Oh, I think we're going to see something. The best part of the whole game.
doing here?
You gotta come with me. Back to the future.
Marty, you can't be here. If your younger self sees you, the consequences could be catastrophic.
My younger self? Oh, right. Bring him along, too. This concerns all of us.
What do you mean? Does something happen to us?
Do we turn into assholes or something?
Nah, we're fine. But our great-great-grandkids?
What the hell?
Great Scott.
Yep. Another plot twist.
Doc, you gotta come back with me. Don't listen to him, Doc. It's me you gotta help. If you want to save Jennifer and our 12 kids. What? That timeline was overwritten 5 jumps back.
Doc, how can there be 2 more of me here?
I have no idea. By all rights, a space-time continuum should be tearing apart like a cheap dish rag right now.
It already is. What my evil twin and I are trying to say is the future is totally jacked up, and you gotta come with me to save it. No, me. So, we meet at last. You've altered my timeline once too often.
What's going on, Doc?
Well, we do seem to have a conundrum on our hands. Or 3.
Yeah, Doc, but which
Let's
one
put
is
it
the real
lightly.
me?
Isn't it obvious, Marty? Come on.
Prepare to be erased. Doc, wait! What about the space-time continuum? Yeah, what about my future? And mine?
The future can wait. We've got a present to catch up with.
Where to, Doc?
Mr. McFly, thrill me.
Oh, cool. This is where I'm going to have to lower the audio because Back in Time's going to play. I'm going to do it here in just a little bit. And this concludes. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. But you mean to tell me that Coach couldn't get into part 3? Well, here's what Coach needs to do. This is my recommendation to Coach. He needs to take a weekend where he has the time to do so and watch all 3 movies back to back to back. You know, give himself a break in between, of course. That he did. Because Nerdforial had asked me, you know, how many people can be on the panel. I told him I could have up to 9. And I appreciate all of Brian's help for, you know, getting me where I am. But getting back to Coach, Coach needs to spend a weekend watching all 3 movies back to back to back. You know, give himself an adequate break to, you know, use the facilities, you know, get something to eat, take a break when he needs to take a break. But he needs to watch all 3 movies back to back to back. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that once he does that, he'll find a place for part 3 in his heart. Because, you know, part 3 is part of the trilogy. And if you like Westerns, you gotta like parts of part 3. Like I said, for me, when I rank the movies, it's part 1, part 3, and part 2. Well, you know, maybe I'll have to pop up on, you know, his next stream in the chat and try to persuade him to give part 3 a chance, because it is a good movie. It really is a good movie. I mean, I don't know Coach that well. I guess if he doesn't like Westerns, that could be understandable as to why he doesn't like part 3. But even with that being said, even if he's not the biggest fan of Westerns, and like I said, I don't know him, so I can't say whether he is, whether he isn't. But even if he's not the biggest fan of Westerns, there's got to be at least maybe one Western he likes. Same here, Alan. But, you know, to each their own. Maybe there's just something about the movie he just doesn't like. Maybe it's Clara. Trust me, I didn't warm up to Clara right away. Every time she was part of a scene when I first watched the movie 31 years ago, I'm like, okay, let's get rid of Clara here and let's focus back on Doc and Marty. And I was 12 at the time. But now I watch the movie and I like all the characters that are involved in it because they all contribute in some way, shape, or form. I mean, of course, Doc and Marty are the main characters, and Clara's Doc's love interest in part 3. But, you know, I don't know. I can't speak for Coach. Yeah, I like John Wayne too. You know, one of my favorite movies with John Wayne is the original True Grit. So, you know, one of my favorite Westerns that was made back in the 90s, and I know everybody's heard of this one because it's quoted a lot, is Tombstone. And then, of course, there's Unforgiven. That's a good movie. Then, of course, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know. $1 Million and I think a few $1 million more was the other one. I could be wrong. Yes, it is. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is a good movie. But yeah, Coach not liking part 3. I'm gonna have to ask him why. Just because I'm curious to know. Oh yes, and I gotta be honest. The remake that they did of Magnificent Seven, that was good too. Yes. All 3 of those movies are worth watching. Oh gosh. Let's see. .310 to Yuma. I don't know if you've seen both the original and the remake, but they're both good. I mean, that's the thing. I could talk about science fiction, but I can also talk about westerns. You know, I could talk about it all, really. It's just trying to, you know, focus on one for a while during a live stream or a video and not go all over the place like I tend to do. But again, I want to thank you guys for coming by every time I have a live stream or every time I post a video. Alan, thank you very much, brother. Really appreciate it. Godzillionaire, like I said, they're never late. As long as you're able to get here for a live stream, you are never late. Woolis, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And Whoopa Troopa, thank you very much. And like I said before, to everybody who's tuned in to these last 5 live streams, thank you all very much. And of course, over on the Twitch side, I do want to thank Brightest Day for coming in on the Twitch side and giving the video a watch. Thank you very much, brother. Really appreciate it. You know, Northporial was here the other day. Green Lantern was here the other day. Just to name a few more. And I really do. I really appreciate it. Now, I am going to be giving my review of the season finale of Hawkeye. I just don't know when I'm going to post it. I don't know if I'm going to do that one live or if I'm just going to record it and upload it. And like I said, post it. I haven't decided that yet because there are a couple of things I need to do tomorrow. So if I have the time, I might try to do a live stream, or I might just simply record my review, then upload it later and give you my thoughts. I do have to watch the episode one more time. Yes, of course, Alan. Go Cubs, go. Always. And, you know, that's the thing. The box score is always going to be a part of this channel. Come the baseball season, of course, you're going to see the box score, but I'm going to try to, you know, still continue on with Pop Talk and, you know, doing these game streams, you know, episode reviews and movie reviews as well. Because that's part of the channel. That's the DNA of this channel. Talking about baseball, talking about movies, TV, games, and, you know, the news that's going around pop culture. You know, I will admit, I have watched the episode twice, and there are parts of the episode that I really enjoy. Other parts, I want to give the episode a third watch and see if that third watch, you know, solidifies what I'm thinking right now. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to give it another watch, and then I'll do my review, and I will either go live with that review, or I will upload it sometime within the next few days. As far as what's going to be on here next, I might do another game stream on here next, or it might just be exclusively on the Twitch channel for those of you listening to this on Twitch. And of course, you know, Pop Talk, I wanted to do another episode of Pop Talk before the year is out, because I really do enjoy doing those, even though there are a lot of times when I'm reading off of the article, I sound more like William Shatner. Oh no, Godzillionaire. See, I'm hesitant to watch it. Ah, dude. Don't tell me. Don't tell me the new Matrix movie is bad. Oh gosh. No. And see, that's the thing. I didn't feel that a fourth movie was necessary. It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I felt they should have been a trilogy. They should have made, you know, 5 of them. There are just some movies, you know, that are good as a standalone, then other movies, you leave them as a trilogy. Now, I'm hoping to go see Spider-Man No Way Home sometime. And I'd love to give you all my thoughts on that. Of course, with that would be a live stream. Because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I have heard a lot of good about it. More good than bad. So I want to go in and I want to see it for myself. And make my own opinion about it. Oh no, dude. Even if it wasn't The Last Jedi bad, that's still not a good sign. Oh man. Crap, man. Why? Why? I've only seen one good movie so far this year, and that was Ghostbusters Afterlife. And, you know, I did enjoy the Suicide Squad for what it was. I will admit that. I enjoyed it for what it was. And as far as Hawkeye is concerned, you know, Alan, you've heard my reviews on it. You know how I feel about the series right now. But like I said, I'll give the season finale another watch for the third time. And I will then do my review. Unfortunately, brother, there's been a lot of spoilers out there, and I've heard it even when people have been told on live streams don't spoil anything, and then that person ends up slipping up and spoiling it. It's like, all right, well, I know that happens, but still, I'm not going to let that ruin the movie experience for me. I'm not going to let it, make me go, then I'm not going to go see it. I already know what happens, because I still want to see it for myself. I still want to, sit there and just be lost in that movie for 2.5 hours, however long it is. Just get immersed in that world. Escape to that world for its whole runtime. Because honestly, after Spider-Man No Way Home, I can't think of a movie right off the top of my head at the moment that I actually want to go see. So, I think with this stream being completed, episode 5 being completed, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in, both on the Pacific414 YouTube channel and the Pacific414 Twitch channel. If you haven't done so already, leave a like on the YouTube side and leave a comment as well. And if you're on the Twitch side, I would appreciate a follow. If you like to find out when I'm doing another video upload or live stream, the links are in the description on the video on the YouTube side. And I also have the links over on the Twitch side as well. So you can follow me on social media. You can join the Discord. Any comments or questions, again, Twitter and Discord. And Gazillionaire, you're saying Sonic 2 is next on your list. See, I haven't seen the first Sonic movie, but I'm wondering, if I could just go into Sonic 2 without having seen Sonic 1 and not have to worry about it. I wonder if it's that kind of movie. Yes, Merry Christmas to you, Alan Copeland. Merry Christmas to you, Gazillionaire. Now, I realize there are some people who don't celebrate Christmas, but one thing I've always done, and some might frown on this, some might not, but when somebody comes up to me and wishes me the best of their holiday, I'll wish the best of my holiday. And I learned that lesson from my mother, saying, you may not celebrate the same holidays as somebody, but you can still pass on the joy of your holiday to them. Especially if they pass on the joy of their holiday to you. All right. I will take on your recommendation, Gazillionaire. I definitely will. And I want to thank you guys again. Thank you for being great moderators. And anytime you see the Vast Tech spam that's been popping up on the YouTube side lately, thank you for helping me eliminate it if I don't get to it first. So, with that being said, thank you all so very much. Hope you have yourselves a good night. If I do end up doing a live stream tomorrow, I will post it in the Discord and on Twitter. And if I end up posting a video, again, I will let you all know on Discord and Twitter. Until next time, you all have yourselves a good rest of your Wednesday. And if for some reason I don't upload a video tomorrow or live stream tomorrow, well then maybe I'll do one on Friday. So until then, you all take care, have a good night, and I'll see you all later.